People with ADHD are lazy. ADHD and myths? Never. Sure, there are some quirks to our ADHD, but the following myths are not just insulting. Some of them can be quite harmful. The first one, ADHD is not real. I mean, really? ADHD, it's a medical disorder. It is measurable with brain scans, and it can only be diagnosed by a medical professional, in particular, somebody who knows what they're talking about. If we haven't met before, my name is Robyn. I am a nurse with ADHD, and I also am a life and focus coach, and my husband and 2/3 of my kids have ADHD. We're gonna go over some of the common myths and also sort of what you can say to people when they're being a little sassy. ADHD people are not successful and will never have good jobs. I mean, you're kidding, right? I did a whole video all about successful people with ADHD. I will link that below. With the right supports and treatments, we can do anything. We really can. Like, don't think you can't. Many of us actually have a lot of incredible benefits to ADHD that can actually make us even more successful. We just need to harness them. And yes, a coach like me can help with that. I also have a quiz to help you determine your ADHD superpower and how to use it for good, but not evil. There is no evidence that ADHD is overdiagnosed. It is estimated that approximately 10% of the population has ADHD. Sadly, ADHD can actually be quite underdiagnosed. Women, in particular, can fly way under the radar. We can actually be diagnosed with things like anxiety or depression when it's actually ADHD. And so many of us are being diagnosed into adulthood. 40s for me. People with ADHD are lazy. This really grinds my gears. People with ADHD are often paralyzed by not knowing what to do next. We have 10 different things in our brain telling us to do 10 other different things. We are stuck with indecision and overwhelm. Any barrier can stop us from doing something. But you know what's really cool? We're really good in crises usually. I'm just saying, I used to be a police dispatcher and they told me I kept them calm. So that's kind of fun. Caused by bad parenting. I mean, really? Really? What kind of a monster suggests such a thing? As a parent to ADHD kids, I can honestly say this one stings. It stings really bad. I'm going to say this a lot, but ADHD is a neurodevelopmental disorder. I tried everything to help my kiddos when they were young, and it was hard. Now, if someone says this to you, you need to walk away from them and cut them from your life entirely. They are either bad talking you or your mother. ADHD medications are first-line treatment. They are incredibly effective. In fact, there is no evidence that people with ADHD are over-medicated. Sometimes we have to try a few medications to find the right one, but so often the results can be night and day. I've heard people say it's like putting on glasses, and for me, I find it just is like focusing in. Now, I hesitated to medicate my first son when he was first diagnosed. I did not understand how the brain even works. So we decided we were just going to try with a couple of different strategies. But when we took him back to the doctor, I had actually already done some research myself and learned that the prefrontal cortex for your neurotypical person is here. For ADHD, it's here. If you start them on medication, it brings it up here, which is incredible. And once we started him on that medication, it was great because he then, after a month of titrating it up, and it was a very emotional month that also happened to be December, but after that, all of a sudden, this kid could be creative. He could focus. He started building all of these things out of Lego. He made a safe. He made a really cool heart thing. He made a little Lego gun. It was amazing. Plus, it was like we could actually get to know him because he could finally, his brain wasn't buzzing anymore. He could like feel calm, which was awesome. Everyone is a little ADHD. This is probably one of the more offensive statements to a lot of us ADDers. No.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Not everybody's a little ADHD. There is a continuum, a bit of a spectrum for people with ADHD. Some of us are more distractible, some of us are more hyper over here, and you know, the lucky ones are in the middle, okay? But here's the thing. The problem is that a lot of the neurotypical people actually are just addicted to their phones and have diminished their attention spans. But no, they do not have ADHD and are not a little ADHD. Children outgrow ADHD. Okay, no, we're wrong again. More and more adults like me are being diagnosed Ta-da! Symptoms can improve and lessen with age, but maybe, and maybe they won't. Also, some people say it's just for kids. Again, like I said before, no! A lot of us, we're lurking in the shadows forever. Maybe we weren't super hyperactive. And I had the hyperactivity a little bit in the 90s, but you had to be really bad, really severe to be diagnosed. You also had to be a boy. There's no point in getting diagnosed unless you want medication. Okay, here's the thing. There are several options for treatment for ADHD. Medication is an excellent one. However, many people, myself included at the moment, actually do okay without medication most of the time. For me, I have had to make some big lifestyle modifications. I struggle with focusing on presentations, lessons, and conferences. These are good situations for medications for me. I have constructed my life around my ADHD with my business, which is something I will always advocate my clients to do. But why wouldn't you want to know if you had it, even if you didn't want medication right now? Why? Why? If a new treatment comes out and you haven't been diagnosed, then you can't have that treatment until you're diagnosed. Like, why wouldn't we just want to know? Like, why wouldn't, I mean, it just baffles my mind. Boys only get diagnosed with ADHD and not girls. Okay, it's actually estimated that's around 50-50, so right there. And quite often, us girls, we were not bouncing off the walls. And actually, one of my kids, his is not hyperactivity, so he was missed for a long time too. But us girls, we often have completely different struggles and completely different symptoms. So to learn more about how ADHD affects women and girls, watch this video right here. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.